Miss Combos with Laura Nusa. Are you planning a trip to Tokyo anytime soon? And are you a Project Sekai fan? Do you want to know the best places to find merchandise? Well, in this video, I'm going to be taking you around Ikebukuro, Akihabara, and Shibuya to show you all the places where you can find Project Sekai merch. If you're brand new, make sure to subscribe, and we're starting our journey at the Animate store in Ikebukuro. This is their flagship location, which has about 9 floors, maybe 10, I forgot, but it is huge. It honestly feels like heaven on earth if you're an otaku, because they have literally everything from art books, acrylic stands, blind bags, blind boxes, pretty much anything you can think of, they probably have it at Animate. And when it comes to Project Sekai merch, they have quite a few rows of Project Sekai merch because it's a very popular franchise over there. They also carry a lot of seiyuu related merchandise, so if you have a favorite seiyuu or voice actor that has a photo book, you can most likely find it at Animate. So this would be the place to go to for anything new when it comes to can badges, acrylic stands. The newest items will be available at Animate. Sometimes they do also have collaborations as well. The next place we're going to is also in Ikebukuro. This one's a little bit trickier to find, but this is the Kbooks location that specifically carries idol merchandise. The easiest way to find this is by first locating the BL goods. It's commonly referred to as the BL basement or BL dungeon by Fujoshi's, but if you can find the BL location, the idol merchandise is around the corner, so you have to go up the stairs, and this is where you'll find the Project Sekai merch, VOCALOID, as well as Bandori, and I forgot some other girl franchises. If you're specifically looking for boy idol stuff like N-Stars and Hypnosis Mike and Paradox Live, that is in a separate Kbooks location. So Kbooks is a chain of secondhand goods. Everything is pretty much like separated by fandoms, and even here in this location, you'll have a section just for Project Sekai. So for the case of Project Sekai, everything will be organized by unit and then by character, making things very easy to browse. A lot of what you'll find at Kbooks is pre-opened blind bag or blind box items, so if you're looking for a specific can badge, you will most likely find it at this location. You can also find some other merchandise as well as Ichiban Kuchi items, merchandise from past concerts. You can also find some nuis, but they don't have like a full nui section. Everything does have a price on it, so it's not like you're gonna get surprised once you check out. Prices do vary on the rarity of the item and the popularity of a character, and unfortunately the boys are expensive. On our next stop, we're going to Akihabara. They also do have an Animate location, and there's also a Don Quixote literally like right next door to it, as you can see. Now, I do know that I just recommended the Animate in Ikebukuro, and honestly, they have the same merchandise here at the Animate in Akihabara. It's just a smaller section and pretty much the same stuff. But if you find yourself in Akihabara and don't want to go to Ikebukuro, then you can also find Project Sekai merch at this location. But if I were to choose one location over the other, I think the Ikebukuro one is a lot better. But if you find yourself in Akihabara, you can just swing by the Don Quixote, because this is where you can find the official Hatsune Miku store. Although this store kind of is advertised as a separate thing, it's literally inside of the Don Quixote, so if you buy anything from the Hatsune Miku store, you will have to pay for inside of Don Quixote. And the merchandise you can find here is officially licensed Pia Pro merch. You will find all of the Pia Pro characters. That includes Hatsune Miku, Luca, Rin, Len, Meiko, and Kaito. And you can find a variety of merchandise from acrylic stands, keychains, plushies. Also, inside of Don Quixote, you might find some other merchandise. I was able to find some Sundamon keychains, and when I went, I also found some Hatsune Miku perfume, which actually smelled really good, but they were sold out. At Don Quixote, you can also find the wafer cookies, so you can buy them individually, which you can also find them at the Konbinis, or you can buy the full entire box. Although I just shared 2 locations in Akihabara, just know that there's a lot of stores in this area. There's Surugaya, Ami Ami, Book Off, Mandarake, and also Kbooks. For our next location, we're heading to Shibuya, which is where Project Sekai actually takes place, and we're going to Tower Records, which is a location that you can find in the game. The music shop is modeled after Tower Records, and here you can find a lot of music. There's a whole dedicated floor in Tower Records for anime, idol franchises, VOCALOID, and seiyuu music, which is very convenient. So if you're looking for a specific Project Sekai single, an album, maybe the Sekai Symphony albums, maybe you want to pick up some VOCALOID albums, like you will find literally everything at Tower Records, including some newer stuff, older like VOCALOID albums. Like they have so much music. I cannot emphasize that enough. They have so much music at Tower Records. It's literally a few floors, so there's a lot to see. They also do have some things that you might not be familiar with, like VOCALOID inspired manga. Of course, these volumes are completely in Japanese, but it's still cool to look at, and they may also have some art books as well. Another thing that you can find at Tower Records is a section for seiyuu or voice actors. So if you have a favorite voice actor and they record music on the side, you will find their albums here at Tower Records. So Kent Ito has an album, Yui Ogura, who voices Minori, has an album. A lot of the seiyus from Project Sekai do have EPs or full-length albums, so you will find them here at Tower Records. Something worth noting is that Project Sekai has had special pop-ups and anime collab cafes at Tower Records. I happened to go on the day of the release for the Sekai Symphony 2024 album, so I got to see all of the costumes that the voice actors wore on stage, which was super cool. So I personally cannot recommend Tower Records enough, especially if you're a big music fan. Now let's talk about nuis and plushies. Nui is just the Japanese word for plushies. I know a lot of us associate it with the little plushies, and yes, you can find these at pretty much any arcade. It doesn't matter what area you go to or which arcade chain you end up. Honestly, I was able to find Project Sekai nuis everywhere, from Shinjuku to Akihabara to Ikebukuro. Didn't matter if it was on Route 1 or Gigo or Taito Game Station. They were very easy to find. Some things to note is that you'll need 100 yen coins. Each round is 100 yens. If you don't have any coins, there are plenty of machines at every single arcade to break down bills into coins. Also, arcade employees are very helpful, so if you want a different character or you need the plushie to be rearranged, just say "Sumimase, excuse me," and they'll help you out. Another piece of merchandise that is very easily accessible and you can find it throughout Tokyo and the rest of Japan are Gashapon machines. Now, what you'll find inside the Gashapon machines will depend on when you travel, but depending on the time, sometimes you'll find collaboration items like this in Rio merchandise. You can find Gashapon machines pretty much anywhere, from electronic stores, arcades, inside of movie theaters, outside of buildings. Like, they're just everywhere. And talking about electronic stores, this was the Project Sekai section at Big Camera, which is a chain of electronic goods similar to Best Buy. They had some of the CDs, they had the cookies as well. And talking about the cookies, you can also walk into like a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart and buy packs of the wafer cart cookies, and they're so much cheaper in Japan. I'm talking like 150 to 160 yen, which is the equivalent of $1, which is crazy because these in the US typically retail for $2.99 each. Another type of Project Sekai treats that you can find are gummies, and they do include a sticker as well. If I remember correctly, they were just like lightly fruit flavored gummies. They didn't have any particular like taste to them, but they did have all the icons for each respective unit as well as the virtual singers, so it was really cute. As for the sticker, it's just, you know, at random, so you don't know what you're gonna get, and I got the Shizuku sticker, which I thought was super cute. Just look at it. So hopefully you found this video helpful, especially if you're planning a trip to Tokyo. I will be traveling to Japan for 2 months, so hopefully I will have a follow-up video telling you where you can find merchandise in Osaka and Kyoto. Let me know if you want to see a video like this for US stores. I can definitely try to pull something together, but if you're brand new, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye bye!